so welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is where I'll be trying to film some of my matches and other content every couple of weeks, weather dependent, but here's my first attempt at Tunnel Barn Farm, going through how to try and catch F1s this time of year in tricky conditions. Very windy today, so probably not ideal for filming, but we gave it a go, and it's probably not the best video you'll have ever seen, but hopefully as I get more used to it over time and I'll work out how to edit and get better, the quality of the video should get better too. Thanks for watching.
Right, so we're going to start off like we start our match, short on soft pellets. Sprinkle a few in. It's a bit windy, so I'm hoping the microphone and the sound is all okay. Just see if we get a response to that. It's just over 3.5 foot deep. Might take a few minutes before you get an indication, but I'd hope to catch a few here at the start of the match. We've got a 4x12 rig on with number 10s spread out in the bottom third. Well, yeah. Nearly lost the tout. I'd have thought once you get your first one you might get a couple of quick fish before you have to move on to another line. Give it another minute, and if not, we'll sprinkle some more bait over the top. Try and keep that rig still. Then when that wind drops, we'll turn our pot over. See if that gets us a response. Give it a lift and drop. See if we can catch fish's eye. Don't feel like I've had an indication yet though. Might have moved then. If not, we'll have to come back to me when I start getting a few bites. Right, so we just had our first bite short. Only feels like a stocky. It's like 2 minutes after I turn the camera off. Actually fouled up that, I think. Yeah, just under the fin. But at least the fish has come into the pack. So we just repeat that. We've still got pellets in our pot. Slip an expander off. See if we can get another size. I think we had a little indication then straight away. It's quite hard to tell in the wind though. Another bite there. Might be one of those proper f1s this time. Feels like one. Yeah. hooked in the side of the lip, but we are a little bit more over depth than our normal fish because of the wind. So we'll see if we can catch one more. It's a good sign that a few fish are coming in the peg now though. Still a few pellets in the pot. If we got a good start on this, the next line that I'd go on, I'd start with pellets. If we didn't get a response on this, so I'd probably start on maggots. Just a branch has gone in. Definitely feel like they watch the bait a lot this time of the year. So having a nice light rig on, even when the conditions aren't great, is definitely important. A few bubbles come up now. Bottom was relatively soft, so just have to be careful of that. Might have had a little indication then, yeah. It's nice and flat here, so even though it's towing a bit, we can let it run. And after you get your initial run on this, I'd swap it to maggots, hoping to catch one in sort of the last hour and a half. Just don't know those bigger f1s again. A funny indication, it's like that either picks it up and swung off with it, or we've hooked it just off the bottom. Feels like a little fish though. Trying to go onto the platform. Yeah. In the mouth, just picked it up and swung off with it. Perfectly hooked. So that was a nice little start on pellets. Took about 10 minutes, I reckon, maybe a bit less, to get our first indication. And we caught 3 pretty quick. So yeah, good start. And then we'll move on to our maggot line next. Right, so on to the maggot line, which I'm going to go across. It's starting at just under 3 foot deep. We're not all the way across either. We're only probably a metre off the far bank. Now, you could have a dob across there, but I think it's a bit early for that yet. Don't know what's happened there. You just got a little small pot on with a sprinkle lid. You're just going to start tapping in maggots. Could start on pellets, but I'd expect to catch a few little fish on this pretty quick as well. But hopefully we don't get pestered by them. So yeah, it's like 34, 35 inches deep. Just going to sprinkle a few maggots in. Just going to lay the rig in. Meanwhile, I'm going to swap that short line to maggots now. Probably going to have to catty it because of the wind. See if we get any bites across here. indication straight away. Yeah, probably 4 foot off the far bank. A bit hard holding that wind, that's why we've got such a long lash on. And it's quite clear, so keep the pole tip away from the fish. Just got a little 4x10s rig on. Bulk and 1 drop to start with, but indication again. Double maggot on a size 18 hook. Won't be scared to come back and keep feeding, because everything eats maggots. It's not like you'll get a build up of bait on the bottom. Just move that back to our spot. If you didn't get any indications, just have maggots, and we can put a bit of crossed expander in. Hopefully draw a few fish into our peg. But I always find if you can catch them on just maggots, then it's a lot cleaner. There we go. It's a proper fish as well. Well, I think it's a stocky, but got a nice soft elastic on. Oops, just pulled out of that one. It's definitely in the mouth, but try that again. Definitely felt like there was a fish in the peg though before we caught that, so we come straight to the maggots. Just feel that small pot. Probably holds about 20 maggots. Maybe a few less. Feed that short line on the way out. Lower the marker from a bit of a height, just have them over a little bit of an area. You could get a couple of feeds out of a pot, but I feel like feeding a bit of bait is still a good thing this time of year. And if you catch well on this, you can find the same depth in a couple of other areas of your peg, and do the same thing there. Just rotate your lines until you get a good run in the last hour on that short line, hopefully. But But it's a bit hard to see there in that shadow, so I'm just going to relay the rigging. No harm in laying it in any way, because they get to watch that hook bait fall. Quite often you get bites as it's just settled. No indications yet this drop, but just be nice and patient. Might have been that we should have started on pellets and see if that got a better response. But I think if you're ever unsure, just start on maggots. You can always start a new line on pellets, sort of out your peg. Just bumped a little fish then, I think. Just lay that rigging. Feed that short line again. Alright. Just like that. Ooh. Little indication there. Give it another minute and I'll come and refill that pot and see if we can draw another fish in the peg. Not the easiest to present in that window. There's definitely indication there. You've only got one maggot on, so we'll change the bait while we're back. Fill that pot right up again. Might try and get 2 feeds out of it this time. Yeah. So just try and tuck a couple in, turn that pot back up. Lay that rigging. Might be that they want to be in the deepest water today. So we've definitely not had many signs since we started. But there's a bite. Just tap the rest of his magazine. Feels like a decent fish. Might be foul looks, but looks clean bite to me. Heading for the bridge. He's coming back. I reckon that's a big F1. Take your time. Break down on my short fall this time. Don't know if you'll still be able to see that on camera, but yeah, definitely a proper fish. No rush though, especially when the weights are low. You don't need many of them. Might even be a little carp. Yeah, little carp. Thought I felt it banging its head. So there's a carp about, probably getting on for £2. Nice bonus fish though. Right, so we're just going to have our first drop on that maggot line. Down the middle. Just been feeding it with catty because of the wind. Hopefully we don't have to put a pot on, but we might if it's a bit tricky and if we can't feed properly. Just start on a red and a white. It's only early in the day, so you definitely wouldn't be on it this early yet, but hopefully we can get a bite or two, as we are pleasure fishing. But we're looking to catch those big old F1s on this line. Might have had an indication then. A little bubble's come up, so good sign. Might be able to loose feed it actually. That was a definite bite. Just really lay that rigging. Try and feed over the top. definitely had a few signs. So we're going to hold back on the feed, and then we might come back and put a pot on, just see if we can tighten it up. Yeah, little fish. Little perch. But at least we know that bait's getting eaten. That wind is terrible. Alright, I'll put a little pot on this time. Oh. Well, I have no idea how that's just happened. We managed to catch fish under our platform while filling the pot. Little blondie. Couldn't have done that if I tried, to be honest. Just half fill that. We've still got our shot spread out, which is how I prefer to fish, but we can bolt them down. I just think it lets the fish watch the bait a bit better, and it comes in a bit more naturally. Very delicate bite that. Just lifted into it and it was on. Feels in the mouth, to be fair. Feels like one of the proper ones. They're the ones that you want to catch on this line. Good 2.5 pound. Maybe 3. Let him go. Just watch out for these 2 ducks. Baby ducks. Well, that immediately got us a bite from putting that pot on and tightening it all up. So it'd be silly to change anything. Not feeding many. Probably about 15 maggots. That's a great sign. Check that still recording. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Try not to loose feed anything until we get a bite now. Little indication then, I think. Another bubble come up just past the float. Might need to feed a bit more to pin them to the bottom. Yeah, we'll come back in, fill that pot up this time. Just check the rig's all okay. Fill that pot all the way up. Just tap them all out, flick that past. See if we can catch one more on this to finish. But this is the line that you can do the damage on late on during the matches. Little lift before that bite. But we connected with the one, so we just let him swim out the peg, feed over the top, and just pass. Feels like another nice fish, nice and slope. It's a perfect one to end on. Look lovely in the top lip. Beautiful. Thanks for watching and join me on the next one.